Morning. Oh. Morning. Oh, I forgot to check my lipstick.
Looks good.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Sorry.
Our microphone is not on.
Oh.
Are you plugged in?
Uh-oh. Technical.
Maybe check the connection in the back.
Okay, let me...
It normally goes on.
I don't see a light.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
We're on.
Okay. Huh.
Okay, well, hopefully you heard
Okay.
a little bit
Good
of that.
morning. We'll
but
start over. Happy
Luckily,
Tuesday.
we didn't say any bad words when that happened.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Ashley was thinking them.
Look for the green light.
We're keeping it clean.
Yeah, we're keeping it, what, PG?
G.
G?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
We
know if
had that
can go
discussion once
that
before.
far.
We've talked about it
have
before.
we?
Yeah,
Oh.
we have.
Yeah.
We're not going to go there right now.
Okay. All right. So,
Happy Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We're Sue.
And Linda
Yarn Bar.
in Billings.
Montana. That might get old. I think we did that last week too. So
We did.
let's try not to do that.
We can come up with a new and what's happening in your neck of the woods, so we can come up
Okay.
with our own little.
Maybe we
our
should
ditty.
go into theater.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone would agree with that. So,
Okay.
hey, I finished
That's
my.
so
I
cute.
don't
Cocoa
really.
knits.
It is. It's called Juniper. It's a little wrap vest,
Darling.
kind of a little kimono thing.
Yeah.
And
Cute.
I made it out
Feels
of
good.
boucle wool from Knit Collage called Serenity. And currently we don't have any in the store.
We have other yarn
yes,
options that would be
we
great
do.
though.
Yeah.
Brushed fleece comes
Yeah,
to my
I
mind.
think that would be a nice one.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
if push comes to shove, we could probably locate some for you. But I always wanted a black sweater, but I never wanted to knit a black sweater. And so I thought this would be a good one because it was bulky and it would go really quick. So I could get the pain over, but then have a nice little something I could wear with just about anything. So
Cool.
I kind of like it. So I think the kids will like it
What kids?
because I'm very huggable.
Oh, your grandchildren.
I'm like a teddy
Aw.
bear.
Oh, you're always huggable, I'm guessing, from a 4-year-old standpoint.
Well,
Okay.
Let's see. We've got a few things. Basically, what we want to talk about today is skill building. And, you know, it's sort of a New Year's resolution for a lot of people to build some new skills. And so we wanted to sort of cover that.
In a really cursory way, guys.
Yes.
We're not.
But first, kind of before we jump into that, we wanted to kind of update you on the Lopi Knit Along, which we have quite a few people that have joined. But in the time frame that we've, in the time that we've started it and ordered new yarns and stuff, we've found out that Lopi is actually having a little bit of
COVID supply issues.
distribution issues. So we have quite a bit in stock, but probably we encourage a lot of smaller
We had a
projects,
great chat with Beverly, who
Yep.
On Saturday it was a Zoom chat for people who had officially signed up. So that was awesome. And thanks, Beverly, if you're watching. We really enjoyed that. I learned some things, and Icelandic wool is great. So if you have Lopi in your stash or are currently using it, count yourself super lucky, because we don't know when it's going to be back.
I mean, we still have it.
Yeah, it's not like it's out.
Yeah, we have a lot. The shelves are pretty full. You know, it's just getting some restock is going to be a little bit of issue, and we don't know exactly when that'll be resolved. But we have quite a bit, so it's a great yarn.
So now that we're all loving Lopi, we have to maybe wait a little bit,
Yeah.
because I was thinking about starting something. I'm like, I guess I'll wait. So and that's okay.
I'm in the middle of a sweater, and I haven't actually grabbed what I need, so I just been taking it as I need it, and so
You might put that on hold.
Yeah, it might be on hold.
Okay. So also coming up, we've got there's another knit along coming up that we're going to talk about in depth next week, but that's the Bang Out a Sweater or Bang It Out in February knit along. So
Right. Yep. Okay.
stay tuned for that.
Yeah, that'll be big.
Also in February, we have a Valentine treat for you with our friend Amy Alexander of Polka Dot Sheep.
Yeah.
She's hand dyeing a mystery skein.
But it is for Valentine's Day. And if you do order it, you are going to receive this beautiful, just really fun little hot pink heart ornament from, or not,
Stitch
sorry,
marker.
not ornament. It could be an ornament, I guess. From
A charm for
Katrinkles.
your necklace.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're, but
Yeah.
that is very custom, and you can only get that when you pre-order the Valentine's
Yeah.
game.
So pre-order.
So-
The deadline is February 1st.
And how do they do that?
Website.
Or
Okay.
call us or come
Right.
in.
Yeah.
Joe came in yesterday and got one.
So
So
yeah,
yeah.
I'll kind of reconfigure a little bit on the website to make it super easy to find. But when you get our emails, there'll be a link right to it. So
Yeah.
So
So
sign up for the
So that's a
email.
little pick me up for your Valentine that doesn't require chocolate. Even though that should be extra.
but that should be packed with it.
But we're not going to do that. It might melt. So anyway, okay. So we're going to talk a little bit now about skill building. And first of all, knitting in our brain. I think we all, have an awareness or know about, but there's been some recent articles too. I think 2020, made a lot of people think about knitting instead of staring at screens. And so there is research out there that talks about the benefits for knitting in your brain. One of them, as far as skill building goes, is there's, your brain is like a little map. I listened to this neurologist talking a while ago.
Huh.
So our brains have a little map. And he said that the streets are all there, but lots of times we just get into these habits and we're always using kind of the same little route in our
Okay.
brain.
All right.
And so if you learn a new skill or, that's going to cause your brain to maybe use some different routes.
Huh.
And, sometimes when you're learning something new, can you kind of feel
Yeah.
something? I don't know.
You mean the frustration?
You can kind of feel things clicking along, which is cool. But knitting, I mean, if you know how to knit, that's wonderful. And if you're going to make that a skill, to learn in the new year, that's also wonderful. But with knitting, there's so many. I mean, it is wide open as far as skills, new stitches, new techniques that can always, cause your brain to use different little neural pathways or streets within that map that's in your brain. So that's cool. But there's another thing, knitting promotes mindfulness. You can get into that Zen. That's a good thing for all of us. What else?
Yeah. Boy, you covered it.
Distraction
Yeah.
from chronic pain. Increase your sense of well-being. There's just so many good things about knitting, and I think we're preaching to the choir, but
Yeah.
it's always good to hear that too. I think so.
I think
Yeah.
this I do think that just keeping your mind
Agile.
yeah, and not just going out and doing walks, and that's all great and everything, so that's a great physical wellness thing, but yeah, keeping that brain I love the whole map thing.
I know. That kind of
that
stuck with me.
analogy is really, really good, I think, and
It was.
I can think of a lot of people that should have started knitting earlier.
It's
So-
it's a good thing. All those new skills. If you're gonna learn some cool cooking thing. I think there's
Right.
other things to do besides knitting, but knitting should be part of your daily routine.
Yes, set up a specific time.
But within that whole skill building and the benefits for your brain, I think that, after hearing that, I'm like, I think I'm going to branch out a little bit because I am a
Really?
big fan of comfort knitting. But anyway,
What are you gonna do?
I would like to learn some intarsia. I've never done
Oh.
that. A lot of our customers are doing some intarsia. I think and so Modern Daily Knitting has some great tutorials right
Yeah,
now out there
they
on
do.
it. So I'm going to make that something I do in 2021.
Well,
so
good for
we're
you.
only in January, so
I
I've
did
got
it when
some time.
Alice was really little.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she was 2, I knit the cutest sweater.
Oh,
It had
where is
balloon-
it?
Well, I loaned it, and I won't say out loud. I loaned it to someone, a family member,
Oh,
and I never got it back. So she thought she gave it back, but she didn't.
okay.
Anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
so I think that one of the first steps a newer knitter can do for themselves is you've gotten through your beginning knitting, and then maybe you've gotten to the hat class, but then there's lots of projects out there, but we found that the building blocks by Purl Hunter is like a very intentional way to learn new things. there's 12 blocks in this book. It all goes specifically, you follow the patterns in the book. Don't skip around.
Yeah, start chronologically.
We're not
going to
tell you can't, but it really makes sense because every block builds on itself. So, and
Here they all are.
A really great. This is our own little sample. Becky made this because she taught the class. So every single block has something different, and then at the end you learn how to sew it together. So there's cables, there's learning stitch work, there's some
a little bit of lace. Yeah.
There's bobbles, there's just anything that you might encounter on many other patterns, and it's just not doing it. It's like there's charts and things in here too, so you're gonna learn. You'll be learning a lot.
Knit Purl Hunter has really good video support, so she's gonna talk about that in every pattern. You can go to it. It's super easy.
And our classes was nice, but this is really nice. This because it's self-directed in that way with the videos. So and yarns that. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, there's a series of 3 that Michelle does, the Knit Purl Hunter. So we have all these books. This would be if you're, if you finish Knit 1 or you're a newer knitter, grab this.
And honestly, I can think of, there's a few people that I remember when they took beginning knitting, their confidence level was not, they were really nervous knitters. They just didn't trust themselves. And at the beginning of this class, that was the same way. But boy, by the end of the class, they were just jumping into any project that they wanted without really any hesitation on what kind of skills that were required for it. They were willing to learn. So I love that.
The nice thing about blocks too, it's like, it's not like, oh my gosh, it's a giant
portable
sweater. It's, it's pretty finite. I'm going to make a 12-inch block.
Right. It doesn't seem as
daunting. It's got baubles in it. I personally don't love baubles, but but I would do a 12-inch, it's you can do that, a 12-inch block, no problem.
Yeah, everybody can do that. Yeah.
So, and then you get this awesome blanket at the end. Or you could make it into a bunch of pillows, So, or you could make 4 pillows. Anyway, lots of things to do there. So that's those are good.
All right.
We recommend that.
So and this would be great for Sue actually because it includes the intarsia. So she also has a building in color.
Her next one is building in color. So that one, that's the blanket that you make. This is the sequel to building blocks. Again, you've got sequential things to go through.
It's in panels.
It's in panels. And then, the video is there. Every pattern, she's got video lessons, video tips. It's really, really well done. She is awesome. This is Michelle Hunter, Knit Purl Hunter. And we've got yarn ideas for those. Look at this beautiful palette of color that Ashley put together for us, just on our table.
And this was for our building the blocks. So
nice.
You can just, it'd be really nice to choose. You could go with every color in the rainbow, or choose a color palette that's
a pretty palette.
Nice in your house.
I really like that.
I know.
Here's another one with Scout.
That's take a picture of that.
I did earlier, actually. Okay, the next one in the series is building with lace, and so that again is panels. It's the 3rd in the series, Master Lace Knitting, and really, you guys, I should do this. But I don't love lace.
I've done it. I've done it projects, and you do need to do it in a lot of projects.
Ashley did it in that one pattern, and you said you had to sequester yourself, like you lock yourself in a room.
Oh, for that shawl?
Yeah, it was a little isolating.
But wasn't that a really dark yarn too?
It was. I made the wrong choice in color.
See what I'm talking about? Dark yarns.
Dark. It's hard.
It doesn't really matter how old or young your eyes are. Dark is hard to read.
Because I had young eyes
right.
back then.
Right.
I could never do it now.
Right.
Here's another pretty palette. Petter. That's gorgeous. Yeah. Okay. Another idea for all of us that we've had for a while is our Bold Beginner Knits book. This would be a great it's not just, we all love these patterns in here. I would say we're not bold beginners anymore, but so I kind of wish she didn't have that name on the book, but anyway,
I know, because I feel like it could,
everyone's
there's a lot of
I'm
other
not a
people
beginner.
that could possibly, But this has been a super popular pattern out of this book as this a sweater.
Look at how cute
Our
that
friend
is.
Julie Rowan
We
made
borrowed
this.
from her.
And she actually loves this pattern so much. I think
she
she
did
might
it twice.
be. Well, and I think she might be on her third rendition.
Really?
Yeah, I think she might be.
Well, Kate Davies is a great designer and has many, many patterns out in the world.
Right.
But
and
here, she's featured that on the back, too.
Yep.
And it's called the
Oh, that's called the
Downstream.
downstream.
Oh, I was going to say upstream. Sorry, downstream.
No, the upstream is this other one, which I really love too. This is something that's really intrigued me. The way that the stitch work on the yoke. I feel like there's some slipping.
there is.
And so I just love the way she's done it. I've never seen anybody else do it like that.
That's cute.
so-
And there's a hat that goes with that, too.
yes, there is.
You know, I just had a brain click, upstream, downstream.
I know.
Okay,
Figured.
weird.
I never figured that out until
Okay.
just when I was looking at these patterns.
Thanks for
too.
typing that out, Ashley. Okay.
Yeah, and did you already talk about what she
Well,
used?
She used sweater and Mojave.
And she double stranded the Mojave to get the right weight.
I don't
But
know, is
oh
that
my gosh.
showing well. It's not like I want it to close up and be cute.
It is.
Okay, it's darling.
Yeah, it fits and it fits really
and
nicely.
Julie customized it. She did not do long sleeves. I think you can probably
that's
see
the
that.
nice thing about being a knitter.
Mm-hmm.
You're making your own clothes. You can make all those judgment calls. So I love that.
This is a great kind of transitional sweater. I love it. And I'm sure that was what Julie had in mind when she did it. Okay. And then we have some classes also for skill building.
So Becky has the be your own, we call it be the boss of your knitting. So basically it's like you telling the knitting what to do, not it telling you what to do, because we all make mistakes, but we just have to know how to fix it. And that is exactly what Becky is teaching in her class. So I think we've got a few spots left.
Just a
And
couple,
so
I think.
I would make sure, and so that's for anybody that is in that kind of maybe timid range where, you know, they're maybe just come off a beginning, but they're not really sure how to fix that drop stitch. I don't know how many people we've had in the store say, I ripped out the whole project because of one slip stitch. You don't have to do that. So Becky will show you exactly how to do that.
That's a good one. Sock knitting class is scheduled in March with Shannon. And so that's a great skill building technique.
Yeah, that's another a lot of people like to chat. When I've got to do my socks, I've
Yep.
got to do socks. I've knit 3.5. I
That
can
could be a
I
2021
can
goal.
help you. I have
Yeah.
the skills and the knowledge to help you.
Socks are fun. Dive in if you want to. Or, make it your goal. Perfectly Easy Beanie class is scheduled again.
Yep, and that's a nice class for right after beginning knitting. And we're just finishing up 2 beginning knitting classes. So those would be great. They just to pop right in, we're going to teach you how to knit in the round and then how to get on double point needles, which can seem sort of scary, but it's not really. And I love teaching it. I've taught it for a really long time, and
You get a back rub in the class.
you weren't supposed to say that.
You weren't?
That is
Oh,
a secret.
sorry.
I don't tell people that, but now they know.
Now you know.
I-
Well, everyone
and-
has to wear a mask
And these
too.
days, I mean, the last class, I didn't do it. I went like this.
Socially
But
distanced
generally,
back rub.
that was my prize for getting to the 2 pearls at the end of the round, because usually they're really nervous about that, because if they don't, they have to rip it out at the very beginning. So, but I always tell everybody it's okay to rip out, because after
You
I
learn
just said that,
something.
the second go round is usually the better. But
And then also we're not, Wendy has to tell us what day she wants to do this, but
This'll
we're
be
going to
in
have
March.
a workshop for the pressed flowers.
Isn't
so
that is
pretty.
so gorgeous?
Yeah.
And this is actually knit with Madeline Tosh, DK, and Rowan Moredale.
Pretty.
And it is just
Gorgeous.
absolutely gorgeous. And
So-
so mosaic knitting, and then some fun cast off and fun cast on.
And
so
Wendy has a few little hacks for the pattern too. I think she's-
some a
'cause
little modifications.
suggestions.
So those are some classes.
So
what else do we have
watch
in
for that one.
classes right now?
Well, where do people go if they're interested in one
Okay.
of these classes? How do they sign up?
Well, right on our website, if you go and you look at the top line, and it would say class right?
Mm-hmm.
I look at it all the time, you know, when you do it. And then just it'll have a little drop down menu, and there's a few different ways. You can look at the upcoming classes, or you can look at our calendar. So and everything will be linked right to the classes. So
sign up online.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
And then
Or call us.
There'll be a supply list so you know what to get.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and
And-
if you call the shop, we can answer any questions you have. Everybody here should know the answers to all of those pertinent questions.
Okay. Okay. Another knitting help app is an online tool, like online for help.
Yes, I've had it on my phone for a really long time.
I've never used it.
Oh, well, I guess I don't use it as much now, but, you know, as more of a beginner knitter, I use it a lot because it's a great app that you can just download to your phone, but you don't need Wi-Fi to use it. So, like, if you're camping and you're knitting and you can't get good service, you can open up the app and the videos are right there. Like, so
What's in the app?
there are a whole bunch of videos for like SSK and Knit Two Together and cast-ons and cast-offs, and it's really, really handy to have. Cause
Okay, verypink.com is one that I like to go to. She does great videos.
well,
And the other
Knit
one
Purl
is
Hunter.
Knit Purl Hunter.
She's got a slew of them.
Yeah.
So
And there's, you can always Google something, but
on-
those are ones
there
that
is
we
one
kind of recommend.
that I like that Mason Dixon uses a lot.
Modern Daily.
Yeah, sorry. And it is Boost Your Knitting, and it's a YouTube channel. And she partners with the MDK girls a lot. Like right now, she's got some really good
Intarsia.
tutorials for intarsia.
Cool.
So we
Yeah.
do recommend that
Okay.
too.
Okay, and then we have something new to the yarn bar to talk about.
We've never had anything like this.
Yeah, so
so
a few
cute.
little cards and paper products. Okay, I just have to give this a hug because I love it.
But you could hug me, the teddy bear.
But so this is E. Francis. They are the home of Little Notes, and so I don't know.
They're just sweet.
They're like a step up from a Post-it note, guys.
yeah, but you might want to
It's cardstock.
treat them slightly more special than Post-its.
Well, their package says use unsparingly. So front and back design, watercolor prints. They're all charming. We got a few to start with. We didn't
and they're
go
good
crazy.
for all kinds of things. Like you could leave a note in your loved one's lunchbox,
Or in, their briefcase, suitcase, whatever, off to leave when we're past pandemic and everyone's kind of back to routine.
might be nice to pop in your maybe if you have a student that heads to school and you want them to know you're thinking about them.
Put them in a card. Great little hostess gift or February pick-me-up, Valentine.
I think it'd be fun,
cute.
if you keep a journal or a scrapbook of any time, this would be really fun, especially I think as a knitting store, if you're keeping track of your projects in a project journal, that would be nice to kind of keep some notes.
Gratitude is an important thing. Some people are doing,
Just write it to
daily
yourself and
gratitudes.
put it
Write
on
it
your
down.
mirror.
There is something with a pen to brain connection, I think.
Part of that
pen
mapping.
to paper. Look at this one. It's little birdies, and the back is little teacup full of worms.
I guess I didn't quite know it. It was worms.
Milk and cookies, and then the back has
There's so many
cookies.
cute
Yeah,
ones.
they're
We
adorable.
love
Puppies on
them.
the front.
The puppies.
And then there's one with little kitties that have
Paw
a little yarn
prints.
ball on the back.
And we got a
And
few
little
note
penguins.
cards.
Yep, we got a few Valentine cards actually. So we
There's
don't usually
a
have
button.
had cards much, but these were so cute. They were irresistible.
They are irresistible.
So when you're popping in the shop,
yeah.
don't forget your Valentine.
So, and they're
card.
blank inside, all of them.
But they're
So
really cute on the
they're
back side.
darling.
Like,
Yeah.
look at this one.
There's a back design.
This is the front, and there's the back. Someone's in their tidy whities.
doing some ironing.
I know some
Getting
people
ready.
like that.
So anyway, that's fun. And then we've got a couple new yarns coming probably later this week, next week. So we'll talk about those.
Coming up.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yay.
Tune in next week for Bang It Out information.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there will be a lot.
Yep.
To talk about.
Chatting about that at length. All right. Thanks for
See
watching.
you.
Happy
Happy
Tuesday.
Tuesday.